My cameraman Will here, he noticed a few muskrat droppings. Now, there's a couple lessons to be learned there. One, always look for muskrat droppings, and two, if you're like me and need glasses, you should wear them, because I didn't see them. But since he did see them, looking off where the rat droppings right up there on the rock, and there's some more behind me, if you look at the way this creek is right here, I'm going to drop this trap in the deepest part of that between this grass. Now the rats will spend a lot of their time on the bottom, and if there end up being no catch, this is how much energy I've literally got in this set. That's it. So when those rats come down along the bottom, they're going to just fill up that trap if there's many here as we saw droppings of. Hopefully there's got to be more than one, or it needs some medical help. I'm going to walk around and try to find something up there. You can see where the deep groove is. This is almost like blocking over here. Beautiful. When they go down, that'll funnel right into that. You can get crazy with it if you want to and block them off and everything like that. But a muskrat, if he's going to come down through there, he's just going to float right through there and get in the trap. And these are more testers than anything else. That's what we're seeing on the bank. And this is a mile from my house, and I did not know that those were here. I really don't know what they're eating or why they're here.
Well, we're just checking one of the family farm ponds that always get rats in it every year. Taking the kids out with us. This is kind of something that they can be part of a little bit. So I see though, it looks like it's stirred up. I'm sure there's a rat in here.
Hey, Dad, I want to be in your video.
Little guy, but it's there.
Hey, Dad.
You can see we're using 160s, but I like these because more often than not a rat hole's bigger than a 110. These 160s fit the pocket usually. We'll reset this one and try to catch some more.
Awesome! Can I hold that one?
Yep, here.
Ew.
All right, you boys start walking to the truck.
Okay,
Put them back in the truck.
Okay.
This is about the simplest form of trapping we could do. That's why it's fun to take the kids. Just look for these muddy runs going into the pond banks.
I'm going to take a minute here and talk about muskrats. I have a real narrow, we've all set these for otters and beaver, but I'm going after muskrats on this small ditch, and I've converted a lot of my 160s to one spring. So it's a big overgrown 110. And once you start using these, folks, it makes a difference. Bigger is better. And hopefully we'll show you some results. But I'll just take, and I've had this set here earlier in the week. I'm going to set the center of it. I'll get a bigger stick for my chain. Thought I had some wire here left, but do that for precautionary in case we get a bigger animal of some sort. Then I block it down. I give it a little vertical stick through the jaws to help hold it. to make it the biggest opening. And I can just control a bigger area with it. And it produces. That's it. That's simplified. I've already produced muskrats. The water come up and I just pulled the trap as I left. And I'll show you some more 160 sets as we go. Head high water, the 160s, when they're up against like a bottom edge set here, really produce. We have something down in the trap, I don't know. A little bit of scratching. We'll pull it up, see, and remake the set. A fox squirrel. Y'all get one of these water trapping ever? The new mink. I don't know what China's paying for him. It's not what I was really expecting.
Let's take a break from the trapping for just a second, and we're going to go to last year's NTA, the National Trappers Convention. Guys, if you've never been to a trapping convention, you owe it to yourself. The NTA, the FTA, your state associations, you get to rub shoulders with trappers, you get to look at all the new products, you get to meet the guys that you read and watch DVDs about. It's a really good time. It's very family friendly, and it's just one of those things. It just gets those batteries charged up because your brain gets going into trapping in the middle of the summertime. So hope to see you at some of the conventions this year. We're at the 2013 NTA. We're going to show you what's going on here. If you've never been to an NTA, shame on you if you're a trapper. You'll see that there are hundreds of dealers, hundreds of tailgaters, all kind of trappers you can rub shoulders with, learn things. There's free demos. There's the NAFA and Fur Takers both have demos that'll teach you how to put up your own fur. It's a great time. Food's pretty good. Always find something to do in the evenings. But if you're getting into trapping, you need to come to one of these shows. Even if it's not the NTA, which is the big show, you've got the FTA, which is a good size show. Almost every state has a state association. Look up online that state and association. Get involved with that because you'll learn a whole lot while you go to those conventions.
Dave Linkhart with the Ohio State Trappers Association. We're hosting this annual convention for the National Trappers Association here in Lima. We bid on this 2 years ago in conjunction with the Allen County Fairgrounds, Lima Convention and Visitors Bureau, and also the Ohio Division of Wildlife. So the Ohio State Trappers Association works in partnership with all these groups to bring this event here to Lima. We'll have our state convention this fall. It'll be September 7th and 8th in Caldwell, Ohio. So we have a lot of different opportunities for people to stop by and check us out, see what trapping's all about.
Hi, I'm John Daniel, the General Organizer for the National Trappers Association. I'd like to welcome everyone to our 2013 convention in Lima, Ohio. These conventions are a perfect opportunity for trappers to get together from all across the country, share knowledge and fellowship that they missed out on throughout the year.
And here at the Nationals, you also can learn all about fur put up. They have demos going around the clock of multi-species, so you can put up your fur for the most profit. There's also food and fun to be had at the NTA.
We got a first-class muskrat hunt here. I'm going to show you guys how to set this baby up. Okay, we've got a stake. We want to get it out here in this open water. Got a good couple feet of wire on there. Give it a few good wraps. You never know when you're gonna catch a coon. Got her 1.5. Got the rats are coming up here, they're coming up over there. Kick the hole in there. They're gonna feel that with this cold. They're gonna want to come and fix it. That 1.5 is gonna be waiting for them. I'm gonna pull some of these cattails out. Get them out of there so he doesn't get tangled up. When that rat comes in there to fix it, he's gonna get caught. He's gonna start fighting. He's gonna come out in this deep water and drown. He'll be here waiting for us.
An acrobat after the... Actually, you could set all 4 sides. I didn't want to set everything because I didn't know how theft would be here. Picking up, this trap's produced a couple rats for me. Bottom edge against an old bridge wall. Have the one spring 160s. Super trap for this. Then I take a conibear bracket, weld it to an old piece of T-metal. That way I have a support for a rocky bottom. It's just real good in culverts. I'm not sure where I picked up the idea from somebody's film, but it's been a super asset. I have about 4 or 5 of these for certain locations. There's enough dirt that it gets in there and it'll stable that trap up leaning. And it's just pretty good. We'll keep going, see what we get.
Well, we got a rat here. It's a little hut here in this buckbrush. Gotta get this all wrapped up. Just using 1.5. Doesn't matter what brand, Duke, Victor, whatever. You don't have to be strong either. This rat actually is fresh. We just caught him. He's limp still. He's no longer than an hour old. But I'll show you how I had this set. Want to make sure that pan's pretty level. Doesn't have to be perfect, but you don't want that thing sticking up or you'll miss rats or you'll catch whiskers. Just kick a hole right there in the hut. Got your 1.5. Usually I like it under the water, but there's a bunch of branches there, which it's not going to let me, so just put a little vegetation on it. Those rats will come to fix their hut. They'll get caught. We'll have another one here.
We're out here doing a little bit of muskrat trapping. In this location here, it's just a field drainage ditch, and there's fields on both sides of the creek. And the muskrats, this is ideal locations for them. I mean, they feed from the fields. I mean, everything's here they need to live. So all I do is walk down through the ditch and find narrowings. And I usually use 160s or 220s because you could fit a lot more narrow openings. And right here I got a little narrow opening with a muskrat. Nice muskrat and a 160. So I'll set muskrat traps just like I set beaver traps. You put your stabilizer sticks down, put dive debris, do all the little things you need to do to block it down. So that run there is still pretty large, but with a little bit of blocking, I can make it work well.
Yeah, it's a good way to end on a good hut. And here's where a 1.5 is a good catch. There's no ringing off on this. I'll bring it up to the camera. I never had a catch like this with the one long spring. Not bashing on any traps, but when you get a front digit and a back digit, you get the big eye drowned rat. There's no escaping on that. He is on his way to Canada, NAFA bound, free trip to Toronto. Beautiful day out here on the marsh, with the day coming to an end. Well, I've been showing you these 160s and setting bottom edge sets, which are no secret, with the bracket to hold them in place. And finally with the cameraman, I've been running my line, so I'm running to the end of my pile of rats. Here's one in a 160. The piece of steel with the support is basically what's holding it. I'd recommend staking it. If we had a high water, it would wash it all downstream. Reach in and show you this. A nice big rat. My single spring 160 and my conibear holder. I have these wired and I use them on these abutments. This is actually public land. Nice rat, free, thanks to the state. Get this gear all loaded up. But there you have it, single spring 160s. It's a good rat tool, remember it.
Okay, what I'm getting ready to do is I'm getting ready to set one of Norm's big colony traps for muskrats. It's got kind of like a funnel. It's a big thing, and you can put a lot in here. But the reason I like doing this, what I'm getting ready to do, this is a fishing expedition. I don't know if there's muskrats here. What you're seeing me trap here real recently has not been planned. We couldn't do what we were supposed to do. We're not going to not trap, so what we're doing, so when I find places that may hold muskrats, this is how I find out if they're there. Now, what I'm looking for is the way this current's going, any muskrat that's coming up from that river is going to be hugging the bottom because there's quite a bit of current right here. They're going to be hugging the bottom, and it's almost like when you're thinking about beaver trapping. I'm looking for where they're going to be on the bottom, and I want to set this so when they're coming up that bottom, even if they don't hit dead on the door, they'll hit the funnel and they'll go in. Because they're so easy to set and it's so little bit of energy, I don't really worry if I set some of these out that don't work. Now the way this groove is, it gets deeper, and then it starts getting shallow again. And when those muskrats are coming down or coming up, they're going to hug that bottom. And if this has got rats in here, then I'll know I need to have some more, and I'll set them up through here and see how many rats are here. If there's no rats here in a couple of days, I know I'm wasting my time because this is a good place. I just go somewhere else, you know, no harm, no foul type thing.
We're pulling the line today. You can see these rats, they're still using this hut. We've caught 5 or 6 off of it. They're still eating these little lily pad nut things, whatever they are. They're eating those, and there's fresh vegetation piled up on the hut. I see one rat. We got 2 traps here. I don't know if we have another one. I can't see it, but we got one rat for sure. Nice prime rat. Back foot caught. So you never know. It's hit or miss with back foot or front foot. No matter how you have your trap, it's just like 50-50 it seems. Sometimes you'll catch them by both front feet, both back feet, but let's see if we got one in the other one. No, that one's still set. One rat's better than none.